Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm looking at another Alfred Hitchcock film. It is Young and Innocent from 1937. It is a sort of crime mystery film done by Hitchcock, yes. It's 83 minutes long. It's on Rotten Tomatoes, they give it 62%, which I suppose for them isn't bad. It's this, it's how it is. Critics, I think, appreciate it again a lot more than perhaps at the time. Now, the screenplay is by three people: Charles Bennett, Edwin Greenwood, and Anthony Armstrong. Now, it's based on a novel from 1936 called A Shilling for Candles by Josephine Tay. So there you are. And of course, as I say, it's directed by Alfred Hitchcock, and this is in his period before he went to Hollywood. He did these series of films in the 1930s in Great Britain, of course, yes. And they're all good. I think that it's interesting to point out that the other films that he did in this period all tended to be of some sort of political spy kind of thing underlying going on in there. But this one is just a straight film, crime mystery film. Yeah, there's no political undertones at all in this whatsoever. So there we are. Now, Hitchcock appears in the film in his usual cameo performance about 14 minutes. And it's outside the courthouse that you see him, and he's holding a camera, and it's quite a bit there. You can't miss him. Certainly, he's there, very much so. Now, locations on this were done in Cornwall, particularly at Porthesham Bay. Porthesham, I think that's how it is. Porthesham Bay. In Cornwall, and of course, as usual, you get the mixture with Hitchcock, as he liked to do so many shots in the studio, which he did. And this was at Lime Grove Studios as well as Pinewood Studios. I'd also just like to mention, and it's quite obvious. There's a scene with a train, a theme that often pops up. Trains often pop up in Hitchcock films. And it's quite clearly a model railway. There's no disguising it whatsoever, and you see it straight away. It's a model railway. But hey, it looks like it's okay, Anyhow, let's get into the cast of the film. Now, we've got Derek DeMarney, who plays Robert. He's the main, I suppose, actor who's really very much part of how this story goes in the direction, his presence in the film. And, now he goes back to 1928 in terms of films. He was in a film that I absolutely love from 1936. I mentioned it so many times, Things to Come, H.G. Wells scripted sci-fi classic. He was in Victoria the Great from 1937. There was a lot of historical films before the Second World War, leading up to it in the 1930s, and Queen Victoria does often start to feature in some of those. Then we've got She Shall Have Murder, and that was from 1950. And then The Projected Man from 1966, which is one of these wonderful B-movie sci-fi films that you can't help but just love from that period. There we are. So then the wonderful actress who always is the lead, and it is Nina Pilbeam. Oh, not Anne Pilbeam. And she plays Erica, and she is. I think she's great in this role. She's really good. Now, she was in The Man Who Knew Too Much from 1934. She was in 9 Days a Queen, 1936, which is a historical film, I told you. But I know that is about Lady Jane Grey. Yes. Another film character who's appeared in quite a few historical versions, definitely. And then she was in Yellow Canary, which has popped up before. That was in 1943. And then she was in Counterblast, which was 1948. So that's that. Then we've got Percy Marmont, or Marmont. He plays Colonel Bouillon. Now, his career, amazingly, goes back to 1916. Wow, 1916. And honestly, I'm not kidding, there is a massive list of silent films. You can't, it's just mind-boggling. I've never obviously heard any of them, and I don't know even if some of them exist, copies. But there is such a massive amount of silent films. We forget about this era sometimes. It was a big era. They were producing a lot of films, and there they all are. Anyhow, he's part of that, very much so. But in sort of his career, he always played very small roles in talkie films. And his last film was, in fact, a Hostile Witness in 1969, which starred Ray Milland. But he had a wonderful career, absolutely wonderful career. Really good to see. And then we've got Edward Rigby, who plays Old Will, who's quite an important part of the film as well. Now, the important film that he was in, which was very much so, was The Stars Look Down from 1940. That is really well thought of. He was also in a film called Get Cracking, 1943. And guess what? That starred George Formby. Ah, yes, George Formby. The legendary George Formby, who certainly in the wartime did a lot of films, which, like, we've got Vera Lynn with the music side, raising morale of troops. George Formby was very much like that for the troops in film. And he's in that one called Get Cracking. And then we got Circle of Danger from 1951. So there we are. That is sort of the main cast members. Now, let's give a rundown of what the story is about. So after a violent, accident, really, it seems to be, there's a row going on. We see at the beginning of the film, and then this happens with this famous film star's husband. Yes, so that happens, and then her body is discovered on a beach. Now, as is often the case, by it happens. On the beach, this body is discovered by her ex-lover, Robert. And he goes off to get help. Well, that's his story, but well, it is. That's what he does. But two witnesses, two women, actually see him and think that he's running away from the scene. And this is how it all starts. He comes back, the police are there, and they quickly arrest him. They put two and two together, they think, because they also find this belt at the side as well, which they believe was used to kill her. Murderer, yes. So he's charged with murder. They were quick then. Yeah, he's charged with murder. And he's about to go on trial. And but he gets help. He escapes. And that is with the help of, yes, they always have the leading lady, Erica, who happens to be the daughter of the police constable. And she drives him away. And that's where the adventures start to happen as they go on the run. And this is really good. I love the way the film just gets into the swing. And there's two important parts of this, two terms that come out. The raincoat, yes, the raincoat is important, and a man with twitching eyes. Ah, yes, I love that, a man with twitching eyes. So, yes, these are important to uncovering what has happened and his innocence. So, this is a wonderful Hitchcock story. Yes, really, the way he directs it. It's a wonderful film. It's not going to be seen, I don't think, in terms of all the other films, but I'll tell you what, it's very entertaining. And it's got a light touch, there's humour there as well. And it's almost like the way he's filming it, he's like enjoying this film a lot, and he's got that lighter touch to it, which I think really helps in his direction. There is a scene right near the end of the film where it's the camera is on a crane, and it's wonderful the way the camera pans and goes right through everything. It's absolutely wonderful scene, right? It goes right through, actually, this scene. It identifies the murderer. Yes, it's so wonderful. And that people talk about that scene, but yeah, it's outstanding. And yeah, it really is quite a light, entertaining film, which I just really enjoyed it. I really did. It didn't tax your brain, if you want to put it in that way, but it was very entertaining. And I know it's probably not mentioned as much, but doesn't matter. As the other films of this period, I liked it. I really recommend it. If you want just something to be entertained by and just see it, then this is the film. This is the film of a good Hitchcock film. Yeah, I loved it. Anyhow, before I go, I'll show you. This is my copy of it. And it's on the network label. Yes, the network label. And it's a Blu-ray as well. There's the back. Wonderful film. Really enjoyed it now. And yeah, I think you still probably be able to get it if you look on Amazon or around. I don't think it's probably gone that difficult to get yet, but you never know, do you? Anyhow, that's it. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We'll let you know when I put out these videos, and have a look at the playlist. See all the previous Hitchcock films I've reviewed. Yeah, that's good. Hopefully you might enjoy them, perhaps you won't, but if you like this video, please give it a like, and it gets it out onto YouTube, algorithms up. Hopefully other people might enjoy it, and tell us no, you can't say fairer than that. So that's the end of my Hitchcock film reviews. Yes, is it something new is coming? Well, well, we'll see. But yeah, I have got some ideas of what's coming soon. So all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.